So let's not get this fucked up. Daniel Jones can easily be a Pro Bowl quarterback because the NFC is so fucking weak. All right, Giants fans, welcome back to Big Blue Record Crew Podcast. We're getting right into it today. Can Daniel Jones become a Pro Bowl quarterback? Let's dive right on in. I gotta say yes. AFC is so loaded. If Daniel Jones played in the AFC, he might never see a Pro Bowl a day in his life. That's how loaded the AFC is with talent at the quarterback position. Obviously, you got Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, and Joe Burrow. And then we see who was actually playing in the game yesterday for the AFC side. Huntley, Trevor Lawrence, and Derek Carr. We all know those three shouldn't be there. Let's just think about this for a second. Justin Herbert and Trevor Lawrence honestly should never see a Pro Bowl in the AFC side. It should always be Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, and Patrick Mahomes. Unless one of those three has a completely bad year, they should always be Pro Bowl candidates and Pro Bowl picks for here on out. So let's switch it over to the NFC side. You had Geno Smith, Kirk Cousins, and Jared Goff. And Jared Goff was replacing Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts, phenomenal quarterback, obviously had an MVP type season this season, no doubt about that. But that's not a murderous row of quarterbacks. Daniel Jones can easily sneak into the Pro Bowl next year, and not even sneak, actually be a legit pick to go to the Pro Bowl next year. Who else do you have in the conference to really stake their claim besides Jalen Hurts? Geno wasn't supposed to be here this year. He had a good year. Kirk Cousins is going to be what Kirk Cousins is going to do. He's going to give you 4,000 yards, but he's going to throw you a bad interception when you least need it. And then Jared Goff is Jared Goff. I actually like Jared Goff, but he's not all that. Who else you have outside of those three? Matthew Stafford? Come on. He's not it no more. Who else you got? NFC East. You have Jalen Hurts, Daniel Jones, Dak Prescott. Forgot about him. Dak Prescott, he's a Pro Bowl type quarterback. But easily, Daniel Jones, if he could pick up his production, he could easily make the Pro Bowl this year. Let's look at some stats. So in the regular season, as you know, Daniel Jones, or you might not, Daniel Jones had 3,200 yards passing, 15 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, and he had 10 rushing touchdowns to go with it, I believe. He cut down on his turnovers big time. I think he was the best quarterback in the whole league as far as turnover ratio is concerned, and he has continuously cut back on his turnover. But let's look at some of the other key weapons that these other quarterbacks have. Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, Jared Goff has Amon St. Brown, and boy out of Alabama. Kirk Cousins obviously got the best all-pro wide receiver in the league in Justin Jefferson, and then he got Adam Thielen as well. Daniel Jones, as his best weapon, is Isaiah Hodgins, who he picked up mid-season. That's his best weapon on the outside. Get Daniel Jones some weapons. I promise you those numbers are going to look better. I think also Brian Daboll needs to trust him more. I don't know where Kafka's going to go right now. Kafka could go to Arizona Cardinals, be their head coach, but as long as Brian Daboll's there, we're fine. Being honest with you, 3,200 yards is replaceable. 15 touchdowns is replaceable in the NFL. Those are numbers. Like, a lot of quarterbacks could surpass that. The interceptions are key at 5. That's great. But he has to get better as far as putting touchdowns on the board and more yardage. In today's NFL, there's no reason to go under 4,000 yards, and you have one extra game. The NFC as a conference is weak as far as quarterbacks go, and if this was the AFC, Daniel Jones would never see a Pro Bowl. He will always be stuck behind the top 6 quarterbacks over there. But since it's the NFC, he could easily sneak into the Pro Bowl and be a legit candidate. But he has to improve his passing yardage, and he has to obviously improve his touchdown rate. He has 700 yards on the ground this year. Fucking awesome. Can't deny that. And he won us a playoff game against Minnesota in Minnesota. So he's trending upward. He has all the abilities and all the capabilities to be a fantastic quarterback. He has all the intangibles that you want. Great leader, hard worker, loves the game of football, I assume. I'm assuming that. He loves the game of football. But 3,200 yards is not good enough. It simply is not good enough in the NFL to be considered a Pro Bowl quarterback. He could take leaps and get there. No doubt about that. And he needs like 20-something. He needs to be in the 25 range as far as passing touchdowns concerned for me. For him, for one, to get him paid. But for two, to be in the Pro Bowl. He gets 20-some passing touchdowns, he's in the Pro Bowl next year. Which is not difficult in today's age. So let's not get this fucked up. Daniel Jones can easily be a Pro Bowl quarterback because the NFC is so fucking weak. Now, I'm also just going to segue into this real quick. I'll make another video about this later. But for me, paying Daniel Jones close to $40 million is not worth it. For this type of production. I have tiers as far as quarterbacks concerned. I got Patrick Mahomes, and then I got, like, Patrick Mahomes stands on a ledge by himself. Then I got the next tier, which is Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, and you could kind of throw Jalen Hurts in there as well. And then the next tier is kind of like Kirk Cousins. And Daniel Jones is Kirk Cousins. And I screamed, you don't pay Kirk Cousins $40 million. That's what the Minnesota Vikings did. Daniel Jones is not a $40 million quarterback. He's just not. The problem is, who else are we going to get? I don't know. You just can't start over. He took you to the playoffs with a bad roster. He won you a playoff game. That deserves a lot of credit. But is he worth $40 million? I don't think so. Besides all that, Daniel Jones can get in the Pro Bowl next year. But the Giants need to be smart when it comes to his money. I'll do a full breakdown video later. But this is just a Pro Bowl thing. Which, yes, in my opinion, he will be a future Pro Bowler as long as he stays in the NFC. He's a good enough quarterback in the NFC compared to what the fuck the NFC has right now, which is absolutely nothing besides Jalen Hurts. You don't know what Brock Purdy is going to do. Sorry, it's too young. It's not hard to get in Pro Bowl when your competition is Kirk Cousins and Geno Smith. You can outdo them any day of the week. He has to improve his game, though. 3,200 yards is not going to get it done. All right, Giants fan, this was Big Blue Wrecking Crew Podcast. As always, hit that like and subscribe button. Hit the notification bell for new videos. I got some new series coming out on Fridays. I got a video every week. It's kind of slow, so we're just going to keep rolling with this thing. As always, thanks for the love. Thanks for the watch. Hit that like, subscribe button. I'm out. Peace.